Good morning, guys. What is going on? Welcome back. It is Saturday morning. First thing, we have been out here working on the Peterbilt here just a little bit, trying to get things moving. We got to actually jump in the truck. We got some places to go, some things to pick up, hopefully some parts to get. As you can see here, we have removed one of the front U-bolts in hopes that we can go run and get shorter ones first thing this morning, possibly to remove that front block. So we got a couple things going on, but we need to go grab some tools. We need to go grab some U-bolts. Hopefully our trip is a success, and then we will meet back here and just continue to hopefully get a very productive Saturday of work in. So anyway, let's hit the road. Alrighty, first stop, Fleet Pride. Let's hope we can get some U-bolts. All right, well, those do not look like new U-bolts, do they? So, epic fail on a Saturday. Apparently, they don't keep anybody in the back on Saturdays that can bend some U-bolts. They have everything here, just apparently nobody here to push the button. So, fail on that. I guess we're not taking the front block out of the front axle. So, on to the next stop. Alrighty, stop number 2. Let's see what kind of damage we can get into here. Alrighty, guys, well, I have done a terrible job of picking up the camera and including you guys and what's been going on. So, got home from old Harbor Freight. That's what we're going to talk about first here. We have, honestly, it's 5 o'clock now. We've just been going on the Peterbilt project. Wow, you guys can't see me. Anyway, we've been working on that. We've been trying to get the sleeper off. But anyway, so U-bolts are no-go. Went to Harbor Freight to pick up, and even Mark suggested it. I don't know if you guys have a different opinion, but they have a hydraulic, air-over hydraulic 22-ton, wheelie jack. So I wanted to take the block off and change to some new front wheels and tires that I got, or that I may or may not have. But unfortunately, we're not gonna be doing that today because they didn't even have the jack. So I have no way of picking this thing up. So, the other thing that we went to Harbor Freight for, I'm gonna walk backwards, seeing that you guys can't see me. So, the other thing we went to Harbor Freight for was because when we were testing the Milwaukee 1-inch gun, we were using Mark's 1-inch socket. So I woke up this morning, was like, cool, we're gonna pop the wheels and tires off, go get a jack, blah, 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 blah. We don't have any sockets. So, we went and just picked up some Harbor Freight 1-inch impact sockets that we will most likely use on the semi and Peter the Peterbilt, and we got a set of metric. So we got a set of metric and standard. Anyway, that is what we went to Harbor Freight for. You guys know that I like tools. Sometimes I'm not a huge fan of Harbor Freight, but in this case, we're gonna use those sockets, for the Peterbilt, and that's pretty much it. So I don't really find it necessary to justify spending an extreme amount of money on 1-inch sockets when I'm not gonna be using them on an extreme day-to-day basis. So I am not super biased on tools. I am a fan of the right fit for the right job. So I get asked all the time, like guys that are starting out or this or that. I mean, you got to do what works best for your situation. If you're starting out, get something on the cheaper side. If you're, anyway, you guys know what I mean. So don't feel like, I'm not the first one to go run out and buy all snap-on everything or whatever, but the Harbor Freight sockets I hope will do well, and so will the jack. But anyway, what have we been working on this fine afternoon that I have not filled you guys in on? We have been basically working on trying to get the sleeper in preparation to come off. So you have all of the wiring, all of this stuff that was run to the engine over on the other side to run while this thing was shut off for long nights. The engine on the other side is no good. It does not start. I'm not even going to try to revive it in any way, shape, or form. But I do want to sell the headache rack. I do want to sell the sleeper. After some consideration on the tanks and stuff, I think we are going to obviously sell them and get new ones. I don't think they're going to work for what we're going to do. But yeah, we've been working on getting all of the electrical, all of the coolant, you know, everything that has to do with this engine, which is quite a bit. You guys can see there's stuff run up underneath here. So we have basically been just removing all of that stuff in hopes that, you know, the exhaust, basically what we're going to focus on now is the exhaust. You can see I've got one cover off, but I'm going to stop talking. We're going to continue to take the exhaust off. I'm just going to kind of hack it right here. We're not going to reuse any of this stuff anyway. The stacks are, maybe I'll save the tips, but I'll show you guys. Somebody's going to ask, I know, but they're pretty beat up. They're pitted, they're rotted. They're pretty nasty. So, you know, if you guys want these things, I'm probably not going to hang on to them, but, yeah, we're gonna remove the exhaust. I was doing a lot of wiring cleanup under the hood. I know everyone's gonna be mad because they think I'm not gonna put any lights back on this thing, but went ahead and removed these lights. We're gonna put all the lights that I'm taking off, we're gonna put new lights back on. We're just gonna go with a new updated cooler LED style. Like, these lights are just, they're old, they're not doing it for me, but we are gonna put, I mean, come on. Peter the Peterbilt is not going to go lightless without lights. Come on. I mean, we're going to put lights back on it. We're just trying to clean it up, start from scratch. There was a couple stickers left on the tanks. The lights inside the tanks didn't even work. So kind of cleaned up wiring and have been working underneath here. So that is what we are going to continue on doing. Try to salvage what's left of the day with a light. This has got to come off. What I might do is drive this thing to work so I can use the forklift and try and use some way, shape, or form to get this sleeper off of here. Hopefully someone picks it up quickly, and we'll be putting our 36 on hopefully soon as we find it, and then also swapping the top of the roof. If you guys are new and have not seen one of the first Peterbilt videos, this truck, according to the spec sheet, and because we looked, this truck actually did come. Let me pop up in here. I put everything back, but me and Mark looked underneath. Maybe we looked underneath here. This truck originally came flat top. I'm not gonna go ahead and pull this, but this roof that's on here now was actually put on. Surprisingly, somebody wanted to stand up and use the truck, and they put this top on here, because it's through bolted. Those are carriage bolts that are painted. Those aren't even hook bolts. So changing the roof, while if it wasn't bolted like that, would probably be a much bigger job, which it still is a decent job. We are gonna change the top. I think Talladega Fiberglass makes a new roof cap for this, the flat top version. If you guys have any experience with that, let me know. But yeah, that is why we are changing the top. So I know that, guys. But yeah, let's keep moving. Alrighty guys, before we lose all daylight, I believe it is just about that time. As you can see, the sun is going down, but managed to get our I don't know, this thing has a proper name, I don't know it. Little engine, little motor, whatever. Got our other toolbox. That was actually just a toolbox, nothing in that. Got that down. Didn't get a chance to get the brackets. Obviously these bolts have not been out probably since this truck was built, so definitely was fighting me a little bit. As you can see, you got like the normal air tank. This truck actually has 3 air tanks for some reason. It's got that little mini one. I don't really think a whole lot is going to that tank, but these are more of like the normal ones that you commonly see kind of underneath where the battery box is. But yeah, progress is progress. I feel good, even though we had to kind of jump plans a little bit today. We still got things accomplished. Got our exhaust off. I did actually just sawzall. Oh, by the way, I forgot that I haven't talked to you. This thing actually sounds like complete crap. Who knew that? I thought it was gonna at least sound good, but rattling off all underneath that stuff sounds like a popcorn machine or something. But I did just cut this off. The only piece that is actually still good and I would say salvageable is this Y piece. We're not going to reuse any of it, but I figured at least why not save this. And actually the flex sections are good, and I didn't touch those, just cut up here. But this cover on the other side over here did give me a little bit of trouble, so the riv nut that was put in this bracket up here just was giving me a hard time, so I had to bend that out of the way. But that's where the batteries are. I'm gonna say next step, I might actually drive this thing over to work and pull the sleeper off. I believe everything is disconnected except for AC lines, coolant lines. There's 2 of those that I know kind of exactly where they are. I just need to actually grab some pipe plugs to plug a coolant block up there. And then the sleeper is pretty much ready to come off. Man, I can't wait for that. It's gonna look so good. I'm already every time I work on it, just the little things here or there are making me like this thing even more. Sorry, we're losing light here, but original plan of swapping wheels and tires and getting this block out didn't happen today, but we still made some progress. So definitely still pumped. Gotta make do with what you get. So no jack, no U-bolts. We just take more stuff off. It is Monday morning, actually wrapping up this video for you guys. Last time we left off, I believe, was Saturday night. Just finishing up with the Peterbilt. Unfortunately, we did not make any more progress this weekend. Sunday rolled around and we actually had some help. As you can see here, we were doing some damage. And this is not a lawn renovation. We actually dug up all of the power, as you guys know. A lot of you guys are interested in the shop renovation stuff. So you guys know that we ran conduit inside the wall there. We actually completely finished rewiring the shop, dug up the old conduit. It actually runs underneath the house into the basement. We had to drill the concrete wall out to a bigger size to fit 1.5 inch conduit. We now have 100 amps out to the shop. So with running heat and AC out here, that is going to require a lot more power, a lot of other stuff. This guy only had 60 amps. We now have a true 100 amps coming into the shop, all new conduit. Digging this up, we got it loosely put back together, but that took all day, and I am slightly sore. I will admit it. I am slightly sore this morning. Basically 7 a.m. until 9 o'clock last night, getting everything done. But huge accomplishment in my book. Just trying to get the shop completely renovated. Hopefully in this next week we will have even more progress kind of on the inside, kind of kind of start to get that done. All of the power and everything is there for the heat and the AC, so we can kind of go ahead and just get that completely done and installed, which will be super, super nice. So I'm very excited about that. But we do actually have, we got some leads on the sleeper that we need, the battery boxes. So we're making progress on trying to find some parts locally, so I'm not driving forever doing road trips trying to pick up fuel tanks, battery boxes, stuff like that. So stay tuned, guys. That is pretty much going to do it, and I will see you guys in the next video very, very soon. Have a good weekend, or have a good week. I'm sorry, not a good weekend. Have a good week. Kill it. Yeah, I'll see you guys soon. See you.